the Cooler Hoop Podcast with Darren and Johnny. Bring you opinions from the news from an altered perspective.
Nah, we're just a bunch of retard atheists circle jerking into each other's mouths.
Oh, that's just... Fuck it! Fuck it! Alright.
Fuck it!
Someone had to do it.
Let's go down.
Oh, I was in another hangout with Darwin's deity last night.
Oh, fuck me.
It was interesting. Once again, he started picking on me, because I'm the lowest hanging fruit.
Typical.
It wasn't like you.
Yeah, but these three guys. One guy was Sty, the other guy was Tom. I forget what the other guy was. They royally tore a new asshole for him.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think it's about time he got that. Honestly, he just doesn't shut the fuck up.
Oh man, he got super butthurt.
Can I ask? Okay, good. Can I ask a question? Okay, good.
Okay, Matthew. Answer this question where I'm going to railroad you into making a positive claim. Then I could really get started. I mean, for like 2 fucking hours, we went back and forth on the definition of atheism.
Oh, fuck me. It's pretty simple. As someone who denies any theism and denies the existence of God, simple.
Mm-hmm.
That's like fucking simple. Like, how does he not get that? That's what I was fucking arguing with him. It's all fucking semantic games. That's like, they have to alter and warp the definition of all these different fucking words in order to win these conversations. It's fucking fatuous.
Yeah, that's all. As soon as you even come close to making a positive claim, that's when he pounces on you. But until then, he's gonna he kept trying to ask me questions in certain ways. You know, he kept asking the exact same question, just in different ways.
Must stick to the script. Must keep going.
Stick to the narrative.
Oh, fun.
Hey, new guy.
There he is. Okay, so this is Afro Man.
Oh, fuck me. How you going, man?
No. Is his microphone working? Hello?
It better be.
Hey.
Oh my god, that is a beautiful head.
This guy believes in flat Earth and he spreads the truth through memes on Facebook and YouTube.
Sorry to say, but I'm going to jump the gun here and actually say that the meme that you made made no fucking sense. No one looks out into smog and says, hey, why can't I see China?
Is there
No
any
one says that.
Wait a minute, this guy's an actual flat Earth? Wow.
Okay.
That's a okay. Give us your argument for a flat Earth.
Yep.
All right. How about the fact that science will tell you that your perspective is only about 3 miles, and you can see like 60 to 100 miles all day. Yeah.
Please improve your microphone. I can just barely understand you.
To be fair, this guy is on a mobile phone as well. I should point that out.
Yeah, I was trying to get in over here on my computer, but you guys hit me up too fast. I didn't get a chance to.
So,
all right, here's the deal. Like, if you look it up, science says that the Earth is about 25,000 miles in circumference at the equator, right? We're in agreement.
That's the correct number.
I'll check while you carry on. You carry on.
24,900 something. You look it up for us real quick if you could.
Huh?
Circumference.
I believe it was the Greeks, like several thousand years ago, that calculated it out pretty close to the actual size of the Earth. I think they were within 1%.
I've got the radius.
Calculating the circumference of the equator.
Oh, there we go. 40,075 kilometers.
Okay, I'll roll.
We use miles, you goddamn Aussie, or you goddamn elitist English motherfucker.
We can go with kilometers.
Sorry.
We could go with kilometers if you need to. I know that like they claim, science claims that from the North Pole to the equator is like 10,000 kilometers. That's scientific claim right there. If it's 10,000 kilometers from the North Pole to the equator is 40,000 kilometers in circumference. That doesn't make a ball. Just to start off there.
No one said it was a ball.
Okay, so it's not a perfect ball, right?
All right. Can you provide me with one picture from space that's not a ball?
I can't provide you with a single picture from space. That's got nothing.
There's only been 2 pictures of the Earth ever taken from space in what, 50 years?
Okay.
No. Unless you're just counting the ones from the moon.
No, I'm counting like any pictures that they claim are not CGI.
Just 1 minute. He actually means full pictures of the actual full circle of the Earth that aren't composites, that are just a single image that shows the entirety of the Earth in one image that is not a composite. So he's actually right. There are only a couple, because usually we have composites or just
getting off topic. All right, my thing is, all right, let's go with the 40,000 kilometers, roughly 25,000 miles. So if we're going 25,000 miles in circumference around the equator, all right, the thing I have problem with on Facebook all the time is people try to say, okay, well, let's add up the curvature. So if you take, and you can look it up, if you look up what I believe is the accepted math for this is 8 inches per mile squared. So you have to go 8 inches for the first mile, and then 8 inches for the second mile, times 2, because it's squared, 8 inches for the third mile, times that mile. Okay, so like if it's 60 miles, it'll be 8 inches times 60 times 60. And that's how many inches you'll have in curvature. Because if it was just 8 inches times 60, you'd have a slant. You know what I mean? If you constantly just went 8 inches each mile, it would be a slant. You wouldn't get the curve that you need. That's why you have to increase. Once you get to like 4,000 miles, I think it's nearly infinity.
Okay, but how do you explain the fact that the way they plot, shipping lanes and airplane routes, that it can only the routes they take would only work on would only make sense if the Earth was round.
No, that's not true. I could.
If you look at a flat map of let's say of a airplane route or shipping route, it's a curve because since the Earth is actually a flattened sphere, it's that curved route is actually shorter than a straight line on a map.
Yeah, but if you look at the flat Earth map, what the generally accepted flat Earth map, I'm not saying that that's perfect. I'm not saying that I accept everything that all these other flat Earthers accept, because I've got my own theories on stuff, whatever. But what I'm telling you is, if you look up the plane routes, they're way more direct go on a flat Earth map compared to the stuff we've been given.
Can I just ask, guys, have you guys all seen the flat Earth map?
What is the flat Earth map? Because
logo.
It's just a flattened version of the spherical kind of
Basically,
actual.
basically, the South Pole is not an island; it's a border all the way around the edge. If you get me.
So we can immediately disprove this flat Earth theory by flying over the South Pole.
Yeah. No. By flying across Antarctica, like you gotta, yeah. In order to disprove it, I believe that you have to fly past Antarctica, which is not possible.
Yeah,
Well, it's an entire continent. You know, it's you tend to run out of fuel somewhere around there. Plus,
Okay, well, we've got the technology to keep planes in the sky like indefinitely. They can fuel in the air. We've got that technology. This is 2015, almost 2016. This isn't the 40s. Like we can literally like in flight refuel. So that's not an excuse. The thing is
but
we're being blocked from going
what
to
reason
Antarctica.
do we have to believe that Antarctica is really the border around the world? I mean, what reason do we have to believe that? Because if
With Admiral Byrd?
huh?
Are you familiar with Admiral Byrd?
Who's Admiral Byrd?
Admiral Byrd, he was in the U.S. Navy. He was sent on expeditions up to the North Pole. He come back. He held a big press conference on the news talking about all the wonderful things that they found and all this different stuff. So they found like mountains of coal so big it could sustain the world for many years. They found mountains of other natural resources bigger than any mountain that we know about on Earth. And the U.S. Army sent him down to Antarctica for, I think, 30 years straight on different missions to explore and whatever, but you'd have to look into it. I can't explain the whole thing to you in 2 minutes. But no, Admiral Byrd, it's open information. It's not classified or anything.
Oh my God. I'm actually stunned that a flat Earth really exists. I mean, a flat Earther really exists. I thought that was a joke.
The whole thing is that you haven't even given me a... All right, listen, all right. 25,000, let's get back to the beginning where you want to start. 25,000 miles in circumference, right? There's got to be a drop, right? There's got to be a drop of curvature, right? So if you look up what science says that you should only be able to see 3 miles before you hit your end of sight. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be able to see anything.
Well, the horizon. If you're like a 6 foot tall man, if you're a 6 foot tall man on a mostly flat area, you can see about 3 miles before the horizon.
Dips.
Okay, well, what if I told you could see like 60 miles, 100 miles?
Well, that's the light playing tricks on you. That's your mind playing tricks on you. You could be on a mountain too.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no way. Listen, you can stand on the water's edge of Lake Michigan, in Michigan City, Indiana, and you can look across and see the Chicago horizon, the whole entire horizon.
I've heard that claim before, and it's because the light from Chicago bounces off the lake and it travels that way.
Yeah, it gives you a mirage, a perfect picture. Usually when you see
show us a picture of Chicago from this area, and show this phenomena happening in multiple corners of the planet.
Yes, sir. I sure can. It's happening in Hawaii. It's happening in Australia. It's happening in.
Show us evidence.
Hang on 1 second.
I'm trying to figure out. This is the first time I ever been in one of your little hangouts, so I'm new at this.
If the world is flat, how come when we see buildings in the distance, we can see the tops of the buildings and not the doorways?
Because light bends. Light bends up to the horizon, up to your eyes. All right. Let me think how I can
That doesn't prove anything.
I'm looking some stuff. I'm gonna Google search something for you. Light bends.
Leave you, Tom. We'll be respectful.
Like, you guys all have access to Google, but you guys act like you don't.
Do we?
We do have access to Google. We just know your claim is ludicrous, and we're just having fun with you.
That's not what I'm here for. I'm not here for your entertainment. I'm here to enlighten you if you'd like to be enlightened. All I'm saying is
entertainment.
That's so
that
far
there's
off than you
8 inches per mile squared of drop, and I can see, like, if you look at the Chicago skyline, there should be like 400 feet of drop. The highest building is like 1,400 feet or some shit. Less than that, I think.
Wait up. Sorry to stop. Just a sec. Do you believe that Tupac is still alive?
What type of question is that? What does that have any bearing on this?
It just came up.
It's not pertinent. It's not pertinent to the topic.
You just searching my YouTube channel?
No, it's not me.
You just searching my YouTube channel?
It's not me. It's someone else.
Hang on one second.
Tupac's still alive.
Well, I don't know. I got a video from 2011 that shows him standing out there by a 2005 Mustang. So I don't know. I'm not here to say he is or isn't, but things are kind of suspect.
I once looked out of the bus window and saw myself walking down the street. I mean, this guy looked exactly the spitting image of me, and he was just walking down the street next to my bus. So, you know, not everybody looks alike. I mean, not everybody looks completely different.
I agree. There's people that look just like other people. I agree. I'm
Fair point.
fair enough. Are you guys familiar with something something I found I'm looking up recently called the Mandela effect?
Go ahead.
All right, well, check this out. Let me ask you something. Just before you even look it up. Don't look it up yet. All right.
The pinball theory.
How old are you guys? How old are you?
Oh, my computer.
It's lagging.
I'm 30.
Okay. All right. Do you guys remember the show Mr. Rogers?
No, I never watched that.
How about the cartoon the Berenstain Bears?
Are these American things?
Yeah, I watched Mr. Rogers.
Huh?
What?
What about? I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff. I guess you'd have to be familiar with the content, or it wouldn't even make sense. You're gonna have to bear with me. I got like 6 kids here that I gotta feed. So.
Yeah. Okay. In the meantime, I'm gonna let you Americans talk about American stuff. If you're talking about American TV, I'll just leave you to it. What's in this drawer? Wow, I found biscuits! I'm easy having a biscuit.
Alright, I'm not sure where you guys want the conversation to go, because I started to try to explain to you curvature, and then we went off on some other stuff, and then I started to try to explain...
Let's pull this back to the pertinent topic, which is, how can you prove that there is a flat Earth? Just give me something concise.
I could ask the same thing about a spherical Earth.
No, I'm asking you, just like, because...
I know you are, but I have a
resolute opinion about it.
I think the only thing that's going to prove that we are on a infinite plane, and I believe that there's other pools of water, just like this big ocean that we call multiple oceans. I believe this is one huge ocean. I believe we are many continents in this big pool of water that is caused from the rotating sun and moon on this plane. I believe that if you go to Antarctica, spots just like this.
So why haven't we found any more?
Say what?
So why haven't we found any more continents? Why haven't we found any more waters?
Because we're not allowed to go past Antarctica. Who says people haven't? I know there's no... The common man, no. You're not allowed past Antarctica.
So is every single pilot on the planet in on this, then? Do all the pilots know that they're not allowed to fly?
Most of them are just busy. Think about this. All right, pilots, that's a good example. Planes always level out to the horizon. They use gyroscopes to stay level with the horizon at all times. If we were on a ball or a sphere or anything that curved downwards, they'd always be tipping their nose down. It doesn't happen like that.
That's wrong. That's wrong. And also, before James Cook, pardon me, James Cook has passed the Antarctic Circle and has passed the barrier as well. He's the one who found it. He's the one who knows that the Earth is spherical because guess what? He's passed your impossible boundary, which doesn't exist. There is no boundary.
You flew over the top of it.
Okay. I never said there was a boundary, like a wall or like
Literally your words.
like that. That's all about. You're kind of putting words in my mouth. All I said, you cannot
Exactly.
Antarctica. It doesn't happen. You can claim that James Cook went there or whatnot. Throughout recorded history, what this is the one guy who's went past Antarctica because anybody who's ever traveled
It's hard.
huh?
Because it's hard.
It's hard. Are you serious? Look up Andrea Barnes. This chick
How
was
about
16 years
walk
old.
across the frozen plain?
At 16. With
It's
skis.
hard. It's hard.
It's
And all.
hard. On a boat. Check this out. Andrea Barnes, 16 years old, went on a boat, went to Antarctica with skis. She went out there. She failed. She came back. She went out there again with a freaking snowmobile and a plane or some shit. Like, it's not that hard. We're restricted from even going there. Like, look up the Antarctic Treaty.
It's not that hard.
This is like,
The Antarctic Treaty restricts you from even going there.
I don't think it does. I think the Antarctic Treaty just prevents any nation from claiming all of Antarctica or something like that.
Okay. Look it up. I'm just saying, like it's cool to be naive, I guess, at first, but I'm giving you like the starting point to figure all this information out on your own. I'm not gonna be here to like guide you through it all. Like I said, I got 6 kids in the other room. I'm figuring out what to do, so I'm not gonna be able to hold you to the whole thing.
dude, I did Geography 3AB. I've passed it. I know exactly this shit front and back.
I'm proud of you that you passed geography class. Are you serious with my? Wow.
It's not just the basic things that you're thinking about. I'm talking about full-fledged everything. It covers everything. And let me tell you,
It covers everything. Once you type in your Google search,
basically contradicts what you're saying.
Google search, explorers find that it's closer to 60,000 miles around Antarctica.
What?
Explain that.
Explain what? Your audio.
Google search. Explorers find that it is closer to 60,000 miles around Antarctica.
Why would they think that that's retarded?
It's not that they would think that, it's that they experienced that. They were not allowed into Antarctica, so they explored around Antarctica. It took them
And
like
what is
7 months.
research? They could be completely invalid. It could be invalid, and they could be very unreliable researchers. Say, for instance, they need peer revision in order to be, approved. And if they're not approved, well, then they could be sharing a lot of
If
bollocks.
they're not approved by the same people telling you the lie. So if I smack you in the face with a love tap, and I do this for 30 years straight, and somebody else tells you, that dude's smacking you, and you're like, no, he's love tapping me, you're the moron, okay? Like, that's how
That's completely erroneous. No, that's wrong. Peer revision proves it because they have to do the studies that we don't have to do. They do it for us, so we don't have to approve them because we're not all scientifically literate. So
we're
they
not
have to
all
approve them.
scientifically illiterate, buddy.
And you are. You definitely are. You are illiterate. Because if you weren't illiterate, then you wouldn't believe in this fatuous bollocks.
I'm explaining to you proof. Like, if you can see for 60 to 100 miles around a supposed ball, You believe that you're seeing light refraction and curvature around said ball, you're retarded.
Yes, that's what we call physics. You learn that basic
retarded.
physics.
That's what we call
That's basic physics, you moron.
Okay, okay. Hey, guys, calm down. Okay. Well, what's your name again, by the way?
Is on his way.
Can I just ask, like, you know, most of us, we have the same questions that you have at some stage in our lives. We'll ask, well, how is that possible, or why does that exist, or why does that happen? But the majority of us will go off and ask the professionals. We'll find out as much information as we can about it, rather than just, you know, going on the internet and coming up with theories and saying, I think in my own head this is probably the reason.
It's nothing to do with me just coming up with theories, though. I've done research on this for like 7 years. Like,
Right.
You're acting like, oh, I just came up with it yesterday and thought I'd tell everybody some nonsense.
Well, no,
That's crazy. I waited like 6 years before I even told anybody what I thought about this, because I thought it was bullshit. I thought it was ludicrous. I looked into this. I looked into Hollow Earth. I looked into all sorts of crazy theories.
well,
Like,
the reason that I said that is because obviously the way that I came across you, Afro Man, was that I was having a conversation with another guy called Jason, and I was asking him to give me his alternative theory to gravity at the time, and that's when you appeared and with your memes. He had given me the answer that your theories are so new in the game that these theories haven't been developed properly yet, and you have no equations. So that's what I was taking that from. I meant no disrespect.
No, I apologize. I'm getting a little heated. I've been dealing with people trolling me for like 2 weeks now, like over this. Like,
that's absolutely fine.
Every day, all day, spending like 14 hours a day trying to enlighten people, show them like factual evidence around here that points to us not being on a ball, like on a globe rather. I know you don't like the word ball.
I don't mind.
On there.
My personal philosophy on it is that either way, I've got to share a planet with you, and you get to vote, and you get to breed, and you're gonna influence the next generation. So I'd rather understand you. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather ask these questions and we can figure something out. You know, I know I'm probably not. I'm not science.
Okay, like there is no like they tell you guys we've got satellites. We get this telemetry and this data from satellites, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now these satellites, I don't know if you've ever like Google search it real quick. Find you a legitimate picture of a satellite.
I mean, I've seen a satellite with my own bare eyes because I went traveling. So
well, you've seen what it's built out of, what it's made from. You've seen
I've seen it move across the sky in a way, in a fashion that is not an aeroplane and is not a star. It's quite clearly a satellite.
Could you pick that satellite out in the lineup, sir?
I mean, if you showed me that satellite versus a star and versus an aeroplane, then yeah, I can tell you the difference. Quite clear, because it moves much faster than a star would move, because you can see the visual movement. And
so
it hops in the
see
air.
something shoot across the sky faster than stars, and you're convinced that it has to be a satellite.
I mean, you can see it move in a non-natural plane. You can see it go to one side and then back to the other side of your head.
You know, that's the definition of a satellite, you know. Look up the definition of satellite before you start making claims, sir.
Okay, alright. The moon is a fucking satellite.
Satellites. I haven't seen a natural satellite. I've seen a man-made satellite.
The sun is in my opinion, the sun is a satellite. Yes.
That's wrong.
The sun is not a satellite.
No, but he thinks.
Wrong.
No, but he thinks it is.
The sun is locally illuminated.
Doesn't matter what he thinks, he's wrong.
No, but he's right about the definition of a satellite. A satellite is something that orbits. Do you know what I mean? It could
Yeah,
be
well, yeah, that's
No.
correct. But the sun is not a satellite.
No, but he could say the moon is. That's fair, isn't it? We
Well,
can all
the moon
agree
is a
with the moon.
satellite. It's a natural satellite.
And it's one that you agree with as well, isn't it, Afro Man? Yeah. Okay, let's move on.
Next.
I don't even know where to go with you. Like, if science tells you you can see 3 miles and you can see 60, like, right there tells you should relook at what you're believing.
Okay. Afro Man, have you ever been to a really hot, dry place like a desert highway, and you see down the distance, it kind of looks like there's water on the highway, except it's not water. It's actually a mirage.
But it doesn't kind of look like the city of Ontario, or kind of look exactly like the city of Chicago.
Well, do you have a picture of this phenomena?
Yes, sir. I have dozens of them.
Put it in the link. Link it here in the chat.
How do I? I'm brand new at this, and I'm trying to figure it out. I don't. I got you guys on my screen. That's what I got on my cell phone.
Here's a little tip. Don't lie to yourself. Of all things, do not lie to yourself.
Take your own tidbit, buddy. I'm just telling you. I've got proof of you can see from certain islands in Hawaii where you can see over 100 miles to other islands. Like, there's evidence of this all over the place, but people aren't looking for it. People haven't been looking for it. People are now, and like, what was it? Day before yesterday, Stanton Friedman was on talking with one of these flat Earth guys on the internet. I just noticed, and that's huge. That's someone from mainstream who's actually going to look into it. Who's going to take, and he's somebody who looks into stuff. And when points are brought up to him like this, like if science tells me that there should be a curve after 3 miles where I cannot see everything after 3 miles, well, if I can at 60 miles see all but maybe say 5 feet of the shoreline, and I shouldn't be able to see 2,400 feet, which is taller than the damn building. What about? Okay, you're throwing your head back like you don't understand, like, or you can't.
I don't understand that it's repetitive.
All right, you know how builders use a plumb bob, right?
I feel like it's a double standard, because you're saying that we can't see the doorways of buildings because light bends up, but you're saying that we can't see 60 miles because light can't possibly bend down. It just seems like a double standard. I don't know if it's right or not. I haven't looked into this kind of thing. It seems a bit weird.
It sounds like he's trying to make excuses for a position.
Is that what it sounds like? I'm trying to explain it to you. I'm not the most eloquent person I know. That's why I don't come on here and speak to people in person. It's easier for me to type some stuff up, pop a handful of links in your face, and let you do your own research. Like, but I'm out here trying to explain it to you and guide you through. Like, you got Google in front of you. You can access all that stuff. I can't. I'm on my phone. I'm actually taking time away from my family just to do this for you. So, let me think.
I can literally Google up a picture of the Earth.
You can, and it's computer generated.
Yeah. Most likely.
Well, they can also piece together a whole bunch of pictures of the Earth. Plus, there's also a really famous picture of the Earth taken from the moon.
Yeah, you mean the blue marble from the 70s? Or what was it, 68 or something? 70?
Yeah, well, when they landed on the moon.
All right. The last mission out of 10 missions, they decided to turn back and snap one quick picture. Really? It took them 10 missions, and they snapped one picture of Earth, and that's it? And
maybe they never even thought about it. They were so fascinated with this big giant thing that we never stepped foot upon until just recently.
I got you.
Probably someone who like, hey, it might be nice to take a picture of the Earth from here. Snap.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Are you serious?
It wasn't to take a picture of Earth. The mission was to go to the moon and come back. That was it.
Here it is, 2015, and there is a total of 2 supposed legitimate pictures of the Earth from space.
Now, I corrected you the first time. This is the last time I'm going to do it. There's 2 complete images, not partial images. There are many, many, many images that are just partial. Okay.
Get a partial image from a high altitude weather balloon.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But,
That would be able to the entire planet.
Yeah, and even if you look at the partial image, you can kind of see a slight curve of the Earth.
Only when the camera's panning up, and when the camera's panning down, you can see a curve like a smiley face. Explain that.
makes it flat, it looks still round. Jesus Christ. I don't know. I really don't know what to say now. It's just ridiculous. Beyond ridiculous.
What's ridiculous is that you're stressing out about this way too hard, buddy. It's gonna be all right when you realize.
It's convoluting my mind. Like my mind is combobulated.
Okay. If we're on a flat planet, why can't I, go outside and shoot a laser pointer, at Johnny from Houston, Texas, all the way to England? Why can't I do that? Why can't I shoot a laser pointer right at his face?
Are you serious?
If the Earth is flat.
Because there's multiple different atmospheres throughout that distance. There's a lot of different factors you'd have to factor in. It's not happening. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's not happening. You could certainly. All right. Why don't you look up how U.S. military paints targets for over 60 miles? They can paint a target for over 60 miles and shoot it with a rocket for straight.
You do know that rockets, they can fly up.
I'm not talking about shooting it. They can shoot a rocket behind me and make it hit something in front of me, certainly. But I'm talking about painting the target. You take a laser actually they don't even use a laser. You use a light, and they paint the target. For up to 60 miles, they can paint a target, unclassified. I don't know how much they can paint it for classified, but they can shoot a light over 60 miles and paint a target accurately every time. No Coriolis, no correcting for spin, or no correcting for curvature. Straight on, 60 miles accurately.
That's because they use mathematics to do that. Simple.
Yes, simple mathematics. Straight from point to point. Look it up.
Like straight from point to point, they do use Coriolis. They use all kinds of different things.
Yeah, you really need to look it up. You need to stop taking in paired and shit, buddy. Like, I've done the research. I know for a fact they do not factor in. Have you ever shot a gun? I don't know if you can have guns over there where you're at. Have you ever shot a gun?
I own a gun.
Okay. Well, have you ever went out and sighted in your scope? Do you factor in for the Coriolis? Are you serious?
Well, the distance is so small, it's irrelevant.
Yes. It's like you're de-nuancing this entire thing.
I mean,
look it up. Look it up. All right. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can hook you up.
Videos. Argument. People tend to make arguments as if they expect us to be living on some kind of marble-sized ball, like they don't realize how huge
it to be 25,000 miles in circumference. That means every 69 miles is 1 degree.
Johnny, what happened to you?
This is why I don't join this shit. You guys are.
Just came out of nowhere, I hadn't said anything in a while, and when I did, my throat jumped straight down. Felt like I was choking on something.
No, I just wanted to correct you because you were claiming that I said that I believe it's a small ball. I never said that. I'm just saying that if science tells me that it's 25,000 miles in circumference, then that's what it should be.
I never did. I said the people who make videos on this kind of thing tend to make arguments as if they expect us to be living on some kind of...
I classify myself as one of the people who push this issue because it's...
I realised that earlier in the conversation you said that you don't necessarily agree with everything that other flat earthers might say. Just because you believe the Earth's flat, that doesn't mean that you 100% agree with their arguments. What I'm saying is the ball that we're living on is so massively gigantic. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't fathom it personally. So
if you did the math, you could. Like, if you looked it up, like, it's not really that big according to them. Like, around the equator is 25,000 miles.
I mean,
I drove to Florida the other day. It was like 1,200 miles. That was 1/25th of the entire Earth. Are you serious?
why not? I mean, America's a big place.
It's massively huge. It's so big that you can see boats go over the horizon, but it's not. But it's too big to see the curve. Come on.
I mean, do you feel like you get a decent estimation of distance when you're driving a car?
Definitely.
Okay. I mean, I don't drive, so I'll leave that up to your own judgment. Personally, I ride a bike everywhere. It's one of those things. I mean, to be fair, Guy, I totally believe that you believe this stuff. I don't feel like anybody's given me any evidence. The thing is, like, all I seem to hear is, okay, you've got a theory that explains it, and we've, like, as an answer to a theory that somebody else has come up with for a spherical Earth. So I don't know what I'm trying. What I'm trying to say is that, like, I've seen absolutely no equations that I can plug in that will show the difference between a spherical Earth and a flat Earth as the way it's described to me. You know?
No, I don't know, because look, you can take 25,000 miles around the supposed center, the circumference of the equator. You can divide that into 360 degrees. That gives you 69.8 miles. It's close to 70 miles for each degree.
Okay.
You can do the math. The math is out there. Like, your buddy over here is sitting here looking all stressed out, but like,
No, but this thing,
Oh my god, I'm so stressed, bro.
you can't isolate one thing because obviously you don't switch science on and off. So the atmosphere is playing a part, and you know the bouncing of the light is playing a part, and like you said, the bending of the light, which you've admitted happens one way or the other, is playing a part. So you can't just plug the maths in for one particular element and expect to get a correct answer without taking into account all the other elements that play a part. Now, one thing that flat earthers tend to disagree with when they're refuting the global Earth is they say aeroplanes can only fly around the planet in one direction, as if we've got to fly against the atmosphere, like it causes some kind of friction.
According to science, we're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Towards the east.
Inside
the atmosphere is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour towards the east also.
Right, inside an atmosphere. So obviously that's why we don't feel it. Just like traveling inside a train carriage, you can travel one direction, you can travel the other direction. It feels like you're stationary. You can walk along inside the carriage.
Clouds move freely. Gravity doesn't affect the bird. Gravity doesn't exist, buddy. It's density. It's specific density.
And this is where we come.
Gravity does exist, and it has to do with the Earth itself being a sphere in outer space, in void space. That's what gravity does. It's because it's a big fucking object in outer space that has no. It's a fucking vacuum, alright? So that basically the big object has gravity.
You're a fucking clown.
What? Why?
I'm the clown. You're the one who's spitting this fucking flat Earth rhetoric.
Water does not bend around a ball. Centrifugal force would send any
gravity does it. Gravity pulls it.
Off said ball.
Gravity pulls water.
Gravity pulls everything towards each other, mate. I know. I already know what you guys believe, but I'm telling you, gravity is specific density. Gravity is the measure of how
No idea what you're talking about. You literally have no idea what you're talking about. We might as well consider this.
Look at the damn layers in the atmosphere.
You're too diluted.
Specific gases that have less density and they go higher than others. If you look at water, water's more dense. Water settles. Like,
yeah.
What? Did you just say water's more dense?
Do you know how dense the center of the Earth is? Like, by comparison to...
Well, you don't neither because we've only drilled 8 miles down. So no one knows. You can claim you know, but you're a liar if you claim that.
Well, no, this is once again down to the mathematics. We've made equations and formulas. They've been tested over time, and then they've been used to predict what things that we don't necessarily see with our own eyes. That's how we know what the sun's made of. No one's going to go to the sun.
Tried to go down. We tried to go down. Russia tried to go down 15 miles. They made it 8 miles.
What I'm saying is, we knew the Earth was round long before anybody went into space. In the same way that we know how dense the center of the Earth, because
to know something and to claim something are two different things.
Yes, I agree. And the way that we know something is that we make a claim that gets tested and verified time and time and time again and never gets disproven. And that's
how did you and your scientific comrades test the theory of the Earth's crust?
Personally, I didn't, and in and in reality, I'm quite happy with their assessments. But
you just do with accepting whatever they tell you.
No, because I know that their job is to go out and test these things and find these conclusions. So there are some things that I will check out for myself.
They went down 8 miles, and they haven't even cracked the surface. But yet they claim that they know every layer down there, and you're like, I'm good with it. They told me so.
I know. I'm not saying.
You're the type of people I deal with every day. It's okay. You're going to be the last ones to get on the truck, but it's all right, man. We'll save a seat for you.
Okay, that's fine. But what I'm saying is that they can estimate the density to quite a close, accurate point. That they know every layer by reversing the mathematical equations. Okay, so if A plus B equals C, then C minus B equals A, and
that's okay. I know how to do math. That's some basic shit. That doesn't tell me anything about the Earth's core.
No, well, what I'm saying is that they use that exact principle just on much bigger equations in much more complex ways, but that's the exact method that they use, and they can find out conclusions which we can prove to be true. I mean, it's not always going to be true. Some people are going to get proven and changed.
Anything that science claims about the Earth's core at all. There's been no peer-reviewed studies of anything below 8 miles. Like 8 miles is the deepest hole we've ever went. We haven't even supposedly cracked the outer core.
That's not the only way to do a peer-reviewed scientific study, right? Because you can test other elements of it. You can test it in other ways to see if the theory holds water. And a peer review just simply means that lots of people have done lots of tests and no one's found a problem with it.
See if there's specific layers underground without testing to see if there's specific layers underground. Like, you can't just take a guess and say, well, if you agree with my guess, then it's got to be true. That's retarded.
I've literally just explained to you that they make the theories, they test the theories, and then they
I'm asking you to provide me with a link of them testing the theory of the Earth's crust.
They reverse engineer these theories to find other things. So
provide me with a link. Burden of proof. You guys ask me for the burden of proof all the time. I want you to prove to me the Earth's crust.
So the place that you need to start is obviously with gravity, right? Once you've done a bit of research into gravity, you'll find
a theory backed up by a theory. Are you serious? The theory of gravity backed up by the theory of relativity. Are you serious?
I've literally just said that what they do is that they find a theory that works and they re-engineer the equation so that they can find other elements of it. When I gave a mathematical example of that, you said that that was simple maths that you understood. Now, why are you failing?
A plus B equals C. That means C equals A minus B. Or A, right.
Right, exactly. So they can take that equation and say, okay, we've used it in this way and we found these results. That means that if we reverse it, this is true. And therefore the Earth's density can be estimated.
There can be multiple equations for the same thing. Are you serious? If I say 2 plus, or if I say 5 plus 5 equals 10, I could also say 8 plus 2 equals 10. And we're both right. So just because your equation works doesn't mean that there's not another equation that works also. How's that hard to
understand? Got nothing to do with anything. You've taken completely different sums.
All right, listen. 10 being the factor of what we're trying to prove.
No, that's
gravity.
not how it works, because you're using actual numbers, and you don't use actual numbers in science. You use this stuff called algebra, which is the same that you use in computer programming. Algebra works. Your simple, like super simple numbers proved nothing. Just because you made 2 sums that equal 10, that's actually proving nothing but your own stupidity, mate.
A plus B equals X every time.
What I did was reverse engineer already existing.
Are you serious? You can make letters. You can claim anything you want through algebra. Are you serious?
Do you not understand how this shit works? I reverse engineered a sum that was already in existence. You fabricated an entirely new equation, like it had nothing to do with the first equation. Do you not see the difference between my example and yours? Fucking...
Do you not see that what you're saying is retarded? Obviously you don't. So I'm gonna let you fucking goofballs get to
Are you
it.
serious? Are you serious?
I'm fucking
Are you
serious.
serious? Are
How
you
is it
serious?
retarded?
Are you serious?
Like,
Oh,
honestly,
motherfucker. I'm gonna mute this guy.
that is honestly pathetic. You're saying that what I said made no sense. I swear to God, just rewatch this video when it uploads and see how much fucking sense I make compared to how little sense you made. Just because you can make 10 in 2 different ways, that had literally nothing to do with the conversation at all. You pulled that out of your ass for no reason. It didn't. There was no.
Bloody hell, mate! You're the only one I can hear. I muted the rest of your fuckboys. But I'm just saying, you guys sound crazy. If science tells you you can fucking see for 3 miles and you can see for a fucking 100, and you're like, well, science said it's magical, mysterious mirage, and you guys are good with that, you're fucking slow. So you guys go ahead, have fun with your fucking retarded shit, and I'm gonna just carry on.
Good the fuck bye.
Fucking retard.
Is he still on the fucking shit?
Oh, is that funny to you?
Get out of here.
Yeah, I swear to
Get out of
God.
here.
All right, man. You've had your
Doesn't he know how to get out or what?
Oh, that's right. He's slow.
Okay, I'll kick him.
Yeah, sorry, man. It was nice to have you on the show. Thank you for joining us. We're now gonna bitch
Fuck
about
you, faggot.
Whoa.
He was being reasonable, you dickhead.
Yeah, seriously, watch this back and let's see who's the faggot. Are you serious? Fucking hell.
Are you serious? Are
Accent.
you serious? Fucking
Yeah.
real. Fuck off.
Different.
I want to hear fucking what's his name? The Dark Negro Rises.
Oh, his mic is broken, or something like that.
Johnny, what city are you from? Johnny, what city are you from?
From England, that's the city.
That's a city?
No,
What?
that's my city though. I come from England. That's as close as you can. Swag. If you can work out where my accent's from, then you'll know. That's a trick question.
Enough. Right. So tell me one of your stories. Tell us about that fucking story where you got lost in Denmark or someplace like that.
Story time with Johnny.
It was hungry actually. Well, I'll tell a quick version of it, I guess. A quick overview of what happened.
No. Go in deep, juicy depth.
I mean,
Tell us about the time you got butt raped by that transsexual.
that time in the future when I came over to America. Yeah, no. Basically, it was 2012, and a girl that I knew who was French invited me on this journey to a festival in Hungary, which, for those of you that don't know, is like thousands of miles on the other side of Europe. It was like the first month we just travelled across France, because I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but France is like 4 or 5 times as big as England, but it's got the same population, so it's just so beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Very much recommend that you go there. Lots of parties, lots of festivals and shit. So we were there for a month, and then we travelled.
I'd be fine with going to France if it weren't for all the Muslim rape gangs and the Muslims
going on. So yeah, we travelled across France for a bit, and then eventually we met up with, like, there was a big gang of us, about 15, but they were all French. I was literally the only English person there, and there was 2 vans and a car just full of people cruising down the autobahn. Took us about a week or so, I think. I can't really remember. But I mean, I wanted to go the south way through Italy, but we ended up going, like I say, down the autobahn. So we hit France. We hit Germany pretty quick. They have got some giant mosquitoes over there, by the way. Long story short, I lost my shoes in a bathhouse in Budapest. The girl that had invited me on the journey originally went absolutely crazy and started tearing her hair out. By the time we got to the festival, everything had kind of fucked up. So I was literally on my own. I got all my money robbed while I was there, all my weed. So I was just on my own with no shoes, no food, nothing. And then she turned around to me and she was like, "You're gonna have to find your own way home, Johnny. I'm leaving you here," sort of thing. And then she fucked off with a boyfriend. And yeah, I thought I was gonna starve to death, basically. So I mean, it was a 3-month journey altogether. But the last 2 weeks of it were literally just hitchhiking back to England, barefoot, no food, no way of contacting home, no money or anything. I mean, I had English money, but it was in my bank. My bank account isn't international, so there was no way of accessing it until I got back to England. So eventually I met this French guy called Tio, who like really took pity on me, let me have a shower and everything, man. I mean, it was the first time in months that I'd had a shower. It was insane. And he let me use his phone to ring home. And my parents bought me a ferry ticket. So from there I had to hitchhike. I mean, like, you know, stowaway on a train. Like, sat there, this French guard came over and obviously found out that I didn't have a ticket. He was trying to give me a fine and that, but he was like, "Oh, you're from England." The only thing I had was my passport, you know, a bag full of clothes, and I actually had my laptop with me that I'd somehow managed to hold on to. I didn't sleep the whole way back. I was like, you know, just clinging onto this bag and rocking myself to make sure that I didn't get robbed by anyone that I was hitchhiking from or anything. I mean, it was quite cool, you know. More parties, more meeting cool people and stuff. Got back to England and I was just properly relieved. That literally, I've got to tell the short version of that because the long version of it does take about 6 hours. But it was a very interesting journey. And when I got back to England, it was like the first time in 3 months that I'd heard an English voice. I remember sitting on the bus, man. There was this crazy chick sat behind me. I cannot remember what she was saying, but oh, she was just sat going mental, off her head about some bullshit, man, like a kid or something. But I was so happy to just hear an English voice talking English, just start listening to her mumble some bullshit for hours.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was a crazy journey, and I don't know, changed me in a lot of ways, you know, because I appreciate life a lot more now. And G-Man says things like, you know, you atheists always go to sleep expecting to wake up the next day, and I can tell you honestly from personal experience that is not the truth. Like, when I wake up in the morning, I'm fucking thankful that it's happened, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's the quick version. Sorry, I can't give you a longer version. And just for the crazy person in the chat who's talking to some idiot called Johnny. I don't know who Johnny is, but what city are you from? I'm from Manchester, you fag. You can't fool me with your ignorance. You sound like you're from London. I sound like I'm from London. I sound like I'm from London. Aye, man. No, I didn't meet the Paris shooter, but I do know somebody who died in the Paris attacks. So if you're going to try to tell me that the Paris attacks are a hoax, I honestly will take personal offense to that.
Christ is acting piece of shit. I want you to give me send me 25 grand in escrow.
Wow.
No, I was just parroting what this guy named Kinky Joe says about the Hook shooting. Yeah, this guy thinks, yeah. There's this guy in America who looks like your typical gun-toting, stupid, fucking retard American.
Yep.
He had this, quote-unquote challenge, this $25,000 reward for any evidence of Sandy Hook shooting. Right. Except it really wasn't a reward. You had to put up 25 grand too.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
I don't know how these people actually believe this shit. It's all like they make it up in their head and then somehow they force themselves to believe it. I don't know how their fucking architecture is so messed up that it causes them to believe this bullshit that they literally make up.
It's weird because, like I say, obviously we all have these questions at some point in our lives. We'll ask, like, why is the sky blue? Why are plants green? You know, but the majority of us will actually go out and check out the research that's been done and find out the science behind it, rather than just coming up with a wild conclusion and going, that must be it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Looking weird. So I don't know. Makes me laugh. Like my main problem is that they can vote. When I'm Prime Minister of England, you'll have to take a test, some kind of like common sense test before you're allowed to vote. I'm not having idiots for my competition. It's just...
Do you believe in reality? No, you don't vote.
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn. Yeah. I have an announcement, I guess, kind of thing to make, just to let you guys know that I have been awake for quite a long time, right? And I stayed up all night for this freaking podcast where I got cursed out by some fucking bald head retard that believes in flat Earth theory. So I just want to close with this statement, and that statement is, fuck everyone with bald heads.
Hey, fuck you, dude. My dad is bald.
Alright. The exclusion is him then. And also that I'd like to say that, it is very, very poisonous for people to have these ideas and being able to vote at the same time. If they have these ideas, they shouldn't be allowed to vote, because their ideas
Hell, they're not just allowed to vote, they're allowed to get in office. It's a very real possibility Donald Trump will become president.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. But anyway, that's me out, guys. So, peace out, motherfuckers.
Good to see you, you Aussie bastard.
Yeah.
Good night, you Australian piece of shit.
Well, that was fun. What's this guy on about in the chat, this dark Negro guy? Jesus helped you, rapturous applause. Are you trolling me, dude? Like, seriously. If Jesus put me in that shit, man, fuck him.
Nah, Are you seriously a Christian?
What? Yeah, I'm alive and well, right? And I'll tell you exactly why I'm alive and well, right? It's because I'm not a fucking idiot. I might do stupid stuff like go swanning off after the woman that I love, feeling dead romantic, not considering the consequences. But when the consequences slap me in the face, right, I take it realistically, and I think to myself things like, okay, I've only got 20 euros and I need to get back to England. I'm not going to waste it all on junk food.
Johnny, you still there?
The cake. Hi, sorry, just having a chat in the background. What's going on, Matt? You tell me some news. I've just got to mute for a second.
Not so much, really. I mean, other than really my encounter with Darwin's deity last night, you know, his slightly more eloquent version of, you know, Seitan Bernkate's, you know, presuppositional apologetics. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally just the same sentence over and over again.
Oh yeah, like our first encounter with him together, and like my second encounter with him, like nearly word for word, it was like the exact same
Hey.
script.
It's ridiculous, man. I mean, what's the point in saying these things if you can't answer any questions outside the box?
Yeah, this guy is like refuses to answer questions without going back to his script.
Okay, you're not answering the way I expect you to answer. So, Matt, can I ask you a question? Okay, good.
Yeah, that's literally what all he does.
It's so backwards. Was it you that was in the hangout with us afterwards? In the after hangout for like 2 hours. Was you there? I know there was two people. There was me, Darwin's Deity, and someone else.
I know. I think I left after a while since I had to go to work.
Oh yeah, I think it was that Juan. Juan. He was a cool guy.
Looks like this guy is asking me, what do you two think of life after death? Well, there is no life after death. After death, you cease to exist.
I
That's
mean,
it.
like, we teach children these lessons. We let them watch, The Lion King at an early age so that they understand about this kind of thing. It's kind of standard.
Do we have? Are you asking for us for proof that there is no life after death? Well, can you prove that there is life after death?
I mean, my proof would be all about the brain, because obviously we can prove that the brain shuts down, and we can prove that the brain is what creates our reality. So therefore, the two kind of cancel each other out, if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and look at this. This guy comes back. The Bible is proof.
I mean, the only way that you
No,
can...
Sonny Jim, the Bible is not proof of anything. It's just an ancient book of fairy tales.
Yeah, you can only interpret the Bible through your brain, and when your brain dies, you can no longer interpret the Bible because you are dead. See you later.
Near-death experiences. There's a lot of trauma happening to the brain, so you can see just about anything you want to see during those near-death experiences. All kinds of chemicals are going on and shit.
Yeah, I agree. That's exactly right.
So,
experience is just
you
your
know,
brain trying to explain to itself what's happening. Come on, doggy.
eyewitness. What's the? Oh God, I forgot what that type of evidence is called. All of a sudden, shit.
I don't know.
Eyewitness testimony or something like that. Well,
Okay.
and whatever that is, that's like regarded as like some of the least reliable forms of evidence.
Yes, I remember you mentioning that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then when you throw in the fact that the brain is going under immense trauma and all kinds of shit is going on, it becomes even more unreliable.
Exactly. I mean, think about a child trying to explain to a courtroom witnessing their parents get murdered. I mean, that'd be a perfect example. There's no way that you could get like a coherent story of what actually happened because of the imagination factor, basically the fear. It distorts.
Well, wasn't there some little kid who lied about seeing heaven and whatnot, and they're having to like recall all the books because there's a bunch of lies.
Caused a massive stir, and then it turned out to be absolute bullshit. Yeah, I do remember about that. Was it last year? I think, wasn't it?
It was recent, but of
Yeah.
course, it's kind of hilarious.
He's typing all sorts of shit in the chat.
How about studies when a patient's been under sleep and claimed to have floated to several floors above the hospital and seen things, and then when the doctors check it out, they were right?
It could be subconscious.
Citation needed.
Your subconscious could quite easily remember things on the way through to surgery and then bring them up in a dreamlike state. It's not really impossible that, or it could just be an absolute guess. There's been them studies done where they tried to cause like near-death experiences, and they've got like a number up on up on a shelf. They get like people who claim that they're psychic or whatever, and get them to try read the number. Nobody's ever managed to do it.
I love this next comment he writes.
Go for it.
So
Read
when
it.
your parents die, you'll be like, okay, dead, goodbye, and
Thanks
just
for that, yeah.
move on like they never went in the room.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing about that is that he's talking to somebody who's a confessed psychopath. So, I mean, I'd have little to no emotion anyway. So,
Oh, you're a psychopath?
yeah, it's just I'm not the kind of psychopath that goes around murdering. I've just got a disconnect between the emotional side of my brain. I mean, emotional overload. The girl that I loved for X amount of years betrayed me and left me to die on the other side of Europe. Give me a break. Do you know what I mean? Of course, I don't have trust issues and shit like that. I mean,
Oh, okay.
again, it's a scale. It's not like I've got brain damage where I'm just not able to make that connection. But what I'm saying is that, yeah, I've accepted that the people in my life are going to die. You know what I mean? Unlike most people, I've actually got 3 sets of grandparents, and I've watched 2 sets of grandparents die already, and the third pair is actually going through the process right now as we speak. So yeah, I'm very familiar with the process of people that I love dying. It's something that you do have to accept and move on. If you believe in it, that person is alive in your heart. I can explain why. It's because you've got memories of that person, and so you'll always be able to tell yourself that you can anticipate what they might say in a certain given situation. You can bring images of them, you can recall them from your memory, and so you can still quite happily continue to have a life where you'd say, what would my dad say to me in this situation? And you'd be able to come up with a fairly good guess, so it's not like they're gone forever. They still have an influence over the future. They don't have to exist on some other reality to be alive in my heart. That's just a poetic expression. Sorry, I've got a very sensitive mouse pad.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to let my dog out, but he didn't want to go out. So I'm back, sort of. Here I am. Psychopaths have no feelings from birth. I've met psychopaths since I go to church every week. You're no psychopath to me.
Hey, you can really turn that into a song.
Kill
your pet right now. Oh my god!
As if I care to prove anything about myself to some random stranger on the internet anyway. You do realise that every animal on the planet only gets one shot at life, right? And you're asking me to end the life of another individual just to prove a point to you. That's absolutely sad. You're so selfish to even look at the world in which you think that was worth saying. You've got such a selfish, childish mind. So fucking warped.
Well, if this guy really is a Christian, he believes that that dog will go to doggy heaven. So you're actually doing a good thing for the pet.
Oh, right, yeah.
According to his crazy
religion.
mind.
Yeah, well, crazies be crazy, man, but I ain't crazy. I love my dog more than any human. I mean, if you wanted to give a good example of like, oh, so when something dies, you're going to be like, oh, okay, then you should have said my dog. But the problem with that, obviously, would be that my dog doesn't go to heaven according to his beliefs anyway. So, yeah, I do love my
Where would the dog go?
I show it emotion. Not the dog that you've seen, the other dog, the big fat one. Yo, he's my big baby.
Aww. He's cute.
As I said, the psychopathic tendencies are on a scale. It's not a hard thing to comprehend. So, I don't go around murdering things. I'm not that kind of psychopath. Fucking hell.
Oh, he's called the police on me.
Okay.
On you.
Yeah, fair enough. Call the police. Have you ever heard of a corporate psychopath? Do you know nothing about reality, you fucking mental case? Call the police. See if I care. They can come round. They can have a joint with me if they want.
Exactly what did this Guy do? Nothing? Oh. Well, fuck you, dude. Goodbye.
Right, this guy's fucking boring the shit out of me now. Just like,
Yeah, I wish we'd get inside the fucking chat. Fix your fucking mic.
yeah, talk about hypocrite. One minute he's like, oh, psychopaths are born that way, and then the next minute he's like, weed enhances psychopathic tendencies. Number one, like I give a flying fuck. I don't care. I live my life the way it is presented to me. I deal with my situation as it is presented to me. I don't give a fuck about your bullshit, right? You know what I mean? If I happen to have psychopathic tendencies, that's something that I'll deal with on my own terms. I don't give a fuck. I'll tell you what, mate. In all honesty, if you want to come round my house, right, fucking do it. You don't know where I live at all. I'm coming to Manchester in a couple of months, so I'll tell you what. Fucking give me a time and a place, sometime in, let's say, March, because I'll definitely be there in March, because I'm going to be a bike courier. Right? I'll meet you. I'll be in my home. I'll fucking smash your face in, you crazy person. Oh my god.
Well, where are you anyway?
Where am I?
No, not you. This other jackass.
He's in Manchester.
Well, no, I mean, like, where is he if he's not home?
All right, yeah. The psychopath calling me crazy.
He's at work.
How you get over the fact that people can have psychopathic tendencies? Is that something that you're really struggling with? Just because I'm a real life person who struggles with real mental issues and is quite happy about that. You know what I mean? I can deal with my life. It's not hard. You know, just because like I've got psychopathic tendencies does not mean I act upon them. In fact, I act against them the majority of the time. Being aware of a problem is the first stage to dealing with it. Fucking weirdo, serious. Ah, yes, that's true. So what? What's your point? Yeah, so I'm dangerous to anybody who crossed me. Like I'm dangerous on the outside. Yeah, if people didn't know me any better, they'd definitely say that I have the potential to be a dangerous person. But the fact that I am who I am, yeah, because you are crazy, is put that I'm dangerous for anybody who's watching this later. What the fuck's wrong with my dog? You trying to bum the little dog? Don't bum the little dog.
Okay.
The big dog's trying to bum the little dog in the background. Right, let me just get one thing clear, right? Okay. I really don't give two shits about any human beings on this planet, one way or the other, right? There's family that obviously I love. I've known them my whole life. There's friends that I know I'd probably be sad if they died. I'm pretty sure I'd accept it pretty quickly and move on with my life. It's not something I really care about. This does not mean that I go around threatening people. I actually live my life with a great deal of empathy, basically because it's an emotion that I lack, so it's something that I seek out. One of the reasons that I come here and I ask the kind of questions that I ask is because I want to learn more about the world and the people that I share it with. You know what I mean? I want to try not to upset anybody. Therefore, it's better to learn about these people. I have to share a planet with these people. I'm not selfish as fuck. So, you know, whatever. You can put me in any box you want to. Like I said, the first way of dealing with a problem is to accept it. And I accept that, you know, people will die. And I don't find that hard. And I accept that I nearly died, and some people saved my life. I don't feel like I owe them a debt of gratitude. You know what I mean? Like, they helped me out of their own fruition. Oh, I can't say that word. They helped me because they wanted to help me, and I repaid them in kind. I thanked them at the time in the best way I could. I don't feel like they hold any power over my life just because I would have died without them. Like, that's a ridiculous way to live your life. You've got to move on from these things. Am I rambling now? I feel like I'm rambling. I hate these people.
Well, you kind of are, but it's still interesting.
Well, I just hate these people who feel like they can judge me immediately, even though they've never known me for like a jot of my life. I honestly find it so abhorrent, I believe that is the word. Like, I fucking hate that kind of behavior, because me, for one, I will never judge anybody other than upon their actions. I never judge them by their words or what they say. You know, I call myself MGTOW. People possibly wouldn't put me into that box, but the people who are willing to judge me based on that label or any other label is absolutely fucking criminal. I hate those people. The people who believe that they can vote
that believe that they know what's best for society and that they are the right person and that they have all the information at their fingertips, so they can make this decision. Fuck those people. All right, mate. Oh, am I stressing out? Am I getting you a bit stressed? I'm stressing my dog out. Hang on a minute. You talk for a minute. I'm just muting.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Lev- it's dog is spelled DAWG if you're using it in that context. You can't even black right. DAWG. No, you. I got the feeling from you that you're kind of like the scared villager, looking at the woods, like, oh my god, this person's just gonna hurt us. No, people are only dangerous if they act dangerous, and I emphasize the word I used, act. Just because someone lacks empathy or certain feelings doesn't make them automatically dangerous.
Oh, hey guys, I'm back in the room. Are we still talking about me and my tendencies? Never once did I ever say that I was a normal person, so I'd just like to point that out right now.
Yeah. How can you trust a person with zero comprehension of emotions? I think he's confusing a psychopath with a sociopath.
Yeah, quite possibly. Comprehension is something that I definitely have. I comprehend these emotions. I have to fucking deal with the most emotional people in the world. Like, think about it from my perspective, right? From my perspective, every decision I make is based on logic, okay? It might hurt me more than you would think. For example, there's a girl that I fancy at school. There's a guy that fancies the girl. I also fancy the girl, right? It's a three-way thing. But I can see that the connection that she has with this guy, he's going to make her happier in the long run than I am. So it would be selfish of me to pursue that relationship, right? So it hurts me a lot to let that girl go, but being the person that I am, I will happily do it and get over it very quickly because I know that her life is going to benefit from me just taking a step back. Now, compare that to everybody else's decisions, which is based entirely on their own selfish emotions. I'm surrounded by these people who will vote in prime ministers based on nothing other than emotional reasons, because they don't like the sound of the other guy, or, oh, he's a bit mean, I don't want him. What the fuck? Like, you guys are the psychos from my perspective. I thought I heard something, I had to check. I'm not having
Sounds like something a psychopath would say.
There you go then. Like I say, I've got no cares apart from the world itself. In my opinion, it'd be nice to leave something behind after I'm gone that would be good for the world. I don't give a shit, man. If there was a button, right? If there was a button right here now that I could press that killed every single human being on the planet painlessly, they all just died, I'd press it. As long as it was just the humans. I wouldn't kill all the animals. Yeah, including Matthew, including myself, including you, including my grandparents, including my mum, my dad, my stepdad, my brother and my sister, every single person I've ever met. If there was a button there that would kill them all, I'd press it. Because
if I had a gun, I'd kill you first.
Well, this is the thing. Like, that's just it's a situation that's never going to happen. And the point is that all the humans would die simultaneously with no pain, just immediate death, right? Now, my personal view on the planet is that we're killing it as a human race. We are destroying this planet, and also we've created our own lives into some kind of mad torment where nobody is ever satisfied or happy. So personally, from my perspective, it'd be better for the planet, it'd be better for the animals if there were no humans. We all know it's not going to happen, and no, that doesn't mean that I'm going to run around with a gun and kill as many people as I can or anything like that, because that's not how it works. If I couldn't kill every single person
in one go. I wouldn't choose one over the other, ever. Apart from myself, obviously I'll kill myself. If I ever got the chance, I'll make this promise to you both now. If I ever get the chance to kill every single human being on the planet, I'll start with myself. That fair?
That sounds cool.
It's fair, isn't it? Yeah. And then everybody else can make the same decision as me or not. You know what I mean? They can decide if they want to carry on a torturous existence and continue killing the planet or not. Now, obviously, the next question is, why don't I just kill myself? And don't think that it's not something that I haven't thought about, because obviously suicide is something, it's the easy way out, isn't it? It's the coward's way out. And some might argue that the only reason that I'm still here is because I am my father's only son. My brother and sister are my half-brother and sister, so my dad has no other children apart from me. I'm my brother's only brother, and obviously these are connections that they would lose. So you could say that the reason that I don't kill myself is for the benefit of other people. But that, again, would be misleading, to say the least. There are a lot of adventures, and this is the kind of experience that you only get one shot at. I mean, there are a million things that I will never, ever find out, I'll never know, and I'll never experience, you know. There's so much that I'll never know. So it would be ridiculous to kill myself before I've done as much as I possibly can. So that answers that question before it comes up. Hopefully. But when I do die, I've already decided how I'm going to end myself when the cancer finally catches up with me, because if I wasn't sat in the kitchen right now, I would still be smoking. I pretty much chain smoke. When the cancer finally catches up with me, I'm going to get in one of those squirrel suits. Have you seen them? Like skydiving, but in a squirrel suit. They get like 200 miles an hour, man. You imagine hitting a cliff at 200 miles an hour? That is a great way to go out. Like the adrenaline rush, and then just the immediate end. Perfect.
Oh, well, that sounds awesome. that does sound like an awesome way to die.
Somewhere between the ages of about 55 and 65, you know, just as the arthritis starts to set in, your lungs are giving up, your legs can barely take you anymore. I'll get one of those old age pensioner charity type deals, get myself a squirrel suit, and boom. Stop presuming stuff. Ooh. Stop presuming stuff. Right, yeah, the reason I said that shit was nothing to do with you, Mr. Black person in the chat. It's because this is being recorded live, and so there are people out there who will have these questions. Atheist Ranger!
Atheist Ranger!
I like the Power Rangers.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
It's going good.
Good, good. There's nobody else.
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah,
topic?
you should see the discussion we had with that Afro guy about flat Earth. It was entertaining.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I saw a piece of that.
Oh man, Darren was pissed.
It was funny. I don't understand why they think we can't see the doorways, because light bends upwards, so that's why we can't see the bottom of buildings from a distance. You know, what? That doesn't make any sense. What is your opinion on psychopaths, Ranger?
Sorry, what was my opinion on what?
On psychopaths. Have you ever heard of the corporate psychopath? These people who can just make the best corporate decisions and climb the ladder very quickly because they don't mind stepping on other people, like because they have no empathy towards that person, so they can just tread them down. You know, the corporate psychopath, they call it.
Oh, I have no respect for them at all.
Right. Fair enough. I feel like that answers the question.
Yep.
Could you repeat that? I was distracted for a second.
I was just pretty much trying to explain what Dark Negro is saying in the chat. Can I just call him a nigger from now on?
Yeah, go ahead and call him a nigger.
Just for the fun of it, right?
I think he's actually a Jew, but you know, go ahead and call him a nigger.
I love the way that you emphasise the ER on the end of that. I tend to go for more of an A. Nigger. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
Well, I like to be extra offensive, so I make sure I'm saying nigger.
Right, yeah. Get it as
said-
offensively as
He said in
possible.
the chat he's not black.
He's now officially black.
Oh, okay.
Ranger, what is your opinion of psychopaths? Johnny claimed to be a psychopath. Johnny, tell Ranger you're a psychopath. Nah, I'm an atheist, and I'm not black.
Oh, I thought this guy was a Christian. Or Jew.
He's trolling like fuck, and he said he was a Christian earlier.
No, his microphone's broke. He's at work or something like that, and he's away from his microphone.
Oh.
Yeah. I will not be on in 6 hours because it is 7:30 at night, so that would be 3:30 in the morning.
I probably won't be on in 6 hours since I got a life.
I had a 10-hour clock. Yeah, no, it'll be 1 in the morning. I might still be up because I haven't got a life. I've got a biscuit though.
Cool.
So,
Americans are fat pigs. Well, finally you say something reasonable. I celebrate every time they die.
just
Well, fuck you.
a strange person. A really strange person. Has anybody checked him out on like Google Plus? See where this weirdo comes from?
Yeah, it's like I checked his profile. He's got like literally nothing on.
Oh right, troll. Definitely, I'm calling it a troll.
Troll, not a troll.
So that Afro Mangina that was on said that was exactly what he was expecting. In the chat afterwards, I said, "Oh, thanks for joining, man. Nice one." And he was like, "Exactly what I expected. Fuck off, trolls. All you do is deny. That was some troll shit." So.
That's what all Christians do. Is like whenever someone disagrees with them, they immediately assume that they're a troll.
Yeah, exactly. I got kicked out of Ray Comfort's Facebook page, called a troll. So,
Oh, have I ever told you Ray Comfort? He doesn't understand what a bibliophile is.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he blocked someone for calling him a bibliophile because he thought it was a mix.
Well, no, he nearly blocked someone.
Yeah.
Except they
Explain.
yeah. I think that's like the first time Ray Comfort has ever apologized for being wrong.
Probably. My brother's a bibliophile.
Oh yeah, I like the fucking books.
He loves books, man. He sleeps with them.
He's got a hole drilled through one of his favorite books.
I'm gonna unmute this guy just for the shit of it. Let's unmute him. Oh, I can't.
Nah, he has to unmute himself, but he can't.
Gay. Fun times. This is ridiculous. What kind of a person? Why have we got a person in the room who, like, clearly does nothing?
Yeah, really.
How's he got 11 subscribers? This is ridiculous.
He's got 11 subscribers.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
So
I only got like 4 subscribers, so I really have nowhere to complain or
22.
Oh my God, we got the big boy in here.
Oh, wait, sure. So, who's Shepler Derpson? Obag. Want to tell us about that little relationship you've got there? No? That's not. Oh, the phone's ringing. Should I answer the phone?
Oh, sure.
Nah.
So how's it going, Atheist Ranger?
It's going good. I made the mistake of watching G-Man's latest disaster video.
Was it that anti-theist hypocrisy or something like that?
Yes. And I just love how he assumes that most people were okay with that little picture.
Okay, well, what was his argument?
That we have no right to call. You know what? I completely forget. I can only watch 2 minutes of G-Man before I want to slip my wrists. So I think his argument was that we can't call them immoral because we do the same childish things that they do. I'm like, no, we don't.
Let's see. How many atheists persecute an entire continent for hundreds of years?
Exactly.
Italy. Is that right? Is that the right answer?
You know,
And of course, there was one video where he was saying his continuous lie that atheism is dead. I'm like, no, it's not, you idiot.
it's growing.
Exactly.
I mean, it's growing faster than Islam.
What's growing faster than Islam?
Atheism.
Oh, good. That's good to hear.
And it's growing even faster if you include the non-religious.
Yeah, but you can't really, can you? Because people who haven't thought about these things, they usually have the wrong reasons for just following along blindly, if you get what I mean. Like, I know a girl who's quite happily atheist, but she still believes that she's haunted by her dead father's ghost, which, it's impossible to stop someone believing that kind of shit, which clearly hasn't thought it through. Because there'd be nothing but ghosts. And why do the clothes die? What's that all about?
Why are the ghosts fully clothed instead of naked?
Yeah. And like, why aren't we swimming in ghosts? How many people have died on every square inch of this planet? You know what I mean? They'd be fucking everywhere. What happened to all the animal ghosts? I mean, there'd be fucking T-Rex ghosts and Triceratopses fucking battling it out in the streets. We'd be driving
That'd
along.
be fucking awesome. T-Rex ghosts.
Yeah, exactly. You'd just be like getting on with your work, and all of a sudden they just come through a wall and go off through another wall. You're like, oh, I don't mind them. They're ghosts. That's what ghosts do.
All the trillions of bacteria ghosts.
yeah. Just confusing the shit out of science. They don't know what they're doing anymore. Just surrounded by ghosts. They can't even see what they're looking at. Fucking hell. Hang on, I found some Christmas sweets. I'll be back in a minute.
Oh yeah, another one of his arguments was that we can't be atheists because he doesn't believe that we reject all gods.
Oh.
That old argument.
I deny the existence of all gods until proven true. All gods.
Yes,
And let me guess. What's his next point? That since you're an since you are your own final authority, you're yourself a god. Was that his next point?
Believe it or not, no, it wasn't. But I'm sure that was in the back of his mind.
Yeah, he's made that argument a dozen times before.
And it's been a dozen times before.
Stupid. Here's a fundamental problem with that argument. He's changing around the definition of God from, a superhuman immortal with, magic powers and whatnot to anything with any kind of decision-making ability.
And here's the problem with that. In today's society, we have computers that can play chess on their own. Is that computer a god because it can make its own decisions?
Is it its own final authority?
If it is, then I've made a god because I've literally programmed a checkers game. I've done so. That's incredible.
And there's also another problem with that. What if what if like you just walk on the street, a guy silently walks up behind you and puts a gun to your head and blows your brains out? You weren't your final authority then. So were you a god? Or was he a god?
True. Well, he thought he was a god.
He thought he was God, but it turns out this guy was your God.
Yeah, and then he's going to get executed. So does that mean that the judge or the executioner, are they the god now? I don't know. It's hard to keep up with all these gods.
Yeah. What if like the fast food attendant didn't clean his hands properly and gave the judge salmonella poisoning or whatnot? Was this guy was this guy his God?
Salmonella was his god.
Salmonella was his God.
Salmonella was his final judgment. Unless he managed to make it to hospital, in which case the doctors and nurses that tried to pump his system would have been his final judgment, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I think by definition, authority is someone else or something else you listen to. If you're just listening to yourself, that's not authority.
Fair point. Fair point, well made. Does this hat look photoshopped onto my head?
No, it looks nice, man. You look like a white gangster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but not the cool white gangster, the wannabe gangsters.
Yeah, the wannabe gangster. That's me. Oh, it suits me so well. This guy's shut up since he found out that Islam was sucking my dick last year. Oh no, he hasn't. He's back. What the
Do you think all non-whites are inferior?
You didn't say all, you added all. Oh no, he did say all. Do you all think? Oh, you got the all the wrong way around.
Okay. Do you all think non-whites are inferior?
Ridiculous. Inferior to what? Inferior to dogs? Yeah. All whites and non-whites are inferior to dogs. I've already said this.
Them darkies, they need to be rounded up and put back on the cotton fields. You know what I'm saying?
Dumb. Like, what the fuck? They have absolutely no concept of the actual real world that we live in. If you say, oh, that black guy who runs the shop's a dickhead, they're like, oh my god, you just had to go at a black man. You must hate all black people. Well, no, that guy is actually a dickhead. He always shortchanges me. I'm pissed off by that guy.
Yeah, this guy is just asking, are you guys racist? And no, we're not.
It's just a fucking troll. No, we're realists. You fucking weirdo. Grow up. Everybody's a fucking human being. Treat them as such. You fucking weirdo. Oh my god.
Except them darkies. Put them back on the cotton fields.
And the Jews. Yeah, I'm the psychopath that's giving you some education about what the real world looks like beyond your fucking emotional fucking visor that you walk around with. Spastic.
I want to know on record that I can't hate blacks because I absolutely love black women.
Yeah, fair point, man. I've had, like, some of the funniest people I've ever known had a darker complexion. You know? The thing that I like about the black people that I've known in my life is that all of them could take a joke. Like, literally. Whereas the white people would take certain things seriously. White people could all take a joke at their own expense, which is great because they can give it just as good as they can take it. But the fact that they can take it, that's cool as fuck, you know what I mean?
Oh my god. Pillbox finally responded.
Oh shit, no shit. Is he coming to join us?
No, he just confirmed that he is in fact a flat earther.
Oh, good. Well, he's already confirmed it to me, so it's good that he's confirmed it. Oh God!
I'm gonna see if he wants to join us.
Scared the absolute life out of me. So I've been watching scary movies recently. Bear with me 1 minute ago.
Okay, I just invited him. Well, I didn't invite him. I just offered him.
Send him the link.
I'll send him the link. Yeah.
Yeah, man, send him the link. What we got? We've got like 15 minutes to the end of the
the end of the hour, and that'll be a 2-hour podcast, won't it? So if you don't turn up, we could call it in 15 minutes or so if you want.
Yeah, I just posted him the invite.
That first guy spoke for a long old time. I thought that he was only going to be about, sort of 10 minutes making his case, and then maybe we'd have another 5 minutes asking questions or whatever, but he just carried on, didn't it? He just he got deeper and deeper and deeper until eventually he was questioning every... Oh, my...
Holy shit. He's here.
Oh, Darren's going to be so pissed off. So, hey, Bucks, how you doing?
Bill Bucks, how's it going?
Nothing, man. I'm just chilling right now, trying to play some guitar, and you guys had to interrupt me. What's going on?
All right, fair enough.
Well, you're the one who clicked on the link, so.
Yeah, we were talking to a flat earther.
Speaking of about to do it, what can I help you guys with? What's going on?
You believe in a flat Earth?
No, I believe in science, and I just shared. The guys got to check this out. It's on my G+. I shared this video. It's only about 6 minutes long. You'll find it, and I think it's the most recent one I just shared. It's not the link on evolutionists, and poisoning babies with like Prozac or anything, because that's on there as well. But as far as this subject is concerned, you guys really need to check it out. A guy videotaped, obviously, footage of the sun going down, so you might want to watch that and see what you think.
Okay, can you post it in the chat?
So, okay, can you answer my question? Actually, are you a flat earther?
No, I just know we're not on a spinning ball. I can't guarantee you what the shape of the Earth is, but I can guarantee you on my soul, you are not on a spinning ball, period.
Well, we're not on a ball. It's a flattened sphere.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be. I mean, it could be a dice. Okay. Yeah,
I would say if I had to bet, though, if I had to bet and say finitely, this is what I think it is, I would say it's some sort of flat plane that may be closer to a roulette wheel or maybe just completely flat like a pizza. I don't know. Somewhere in between there. But it's circular, so it has an edge of ice. There could be land past that. There could be nothing past that. I don't know. But what I know is that this plane of existence that we're on is either flat or close to mostly flat, but I don't know for sure, and there's things I don't know, but what I know for sure is that the entire model that NASA teaches is completely pseudoscience and ridiculous, and it brainwashes people into being mindless idiots who can't think for themselves. I've been lied to by just as many Christians about this bullshit scam as I have atheists, so I'm across the board fair kind of guy. You got to realize I'm going to call out the bullshit. That's what I do. And a lot of Christians are having problems with this as well. But I understand the atheist point of view because you guys have to have, your balls flying around each other, because without random balls, you don't have any sort of way to get away from God. So of course you need that random universe, and there's no planets. All that shit that you like and your Star Wars fantasies are complete bullshit. Sorry.
Well, I mean, that at the end, regardless what the truth is, there is only one truth, right? Yeah. I mean, there's one reality. Yeah?
Yes, exactly. There is only one. The good thing about reality is, whether you believe it or not, it's true.
Exactly. Right. So you do understand that, like, the fact that we've found what we would consider to be the closest answers to accurate, it's not like we're clinging hold of those, like that's how you made it sound like we should have multiple options on the go, but we're as close as we can get.
No, we don't have options, guys. We understand biology, we understand the ecosystem, we understand symbiosis, and we understand lasers and the laws of physics, and there is an extent. We understand these things and we can test things. And, if you believe in evolution, then you're going to want to believe in the ball Earth. But all of it's pseudoscience, all of it's scam. These scams have been invented for over hundreds of years. We're not. Well, I'm not. You get offensive. You get offensive because you can't back your own claims, so you got to attack the Bible. I understand that as well. But I'm just trying to talk about a scientific aspect and put any sort of God out of it for your sake, because obviously you don't want to hear God does anything. So let's just go to a scientific basis, and what do we see? I mean, we have ships in the Navy that laser other ships at 50 miles away. They use a laser system sometimes. And if I can do that 50 miles away, your ball Earth is destroyed. So there's nothing you can do about it. That's not even in a plane.
You do know that ships can be, several hundred feet tall, right?
Yeah, that doesn't help you. It should be several thousand. It should be over 2,000 to 3,000 feet, depending on who you believe your ball Earth is from. So it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that you just proved that you don't even understand your own theory. You guys don't even understand what's demanded of the ball Earth theory. And wait, no, and excuse me, none of you, none of you can.
Not a theory, it's a fact.
None of you understand your own beliefs. And here's my point: none of you could answer me right now if I asked any of you how fast do you think the Earth is moving through space. No, you would have to ask me more questions to figure out to even get close to your own answer. You don't even know your own theory. You can't answer for anything.
My first question there would be, do you believe in heliocentrism?
No, the sun is obviously very small and close. That's why we have an ice cap and an ice ring. If the sun was very large, we wouldn't have any ice on the planet. Yeah.
We are 93 million miles away from the sun.
No, no. You believe that. That's pseudoscience. I'm sorry that you don't understand science. I'm sorry you don't understand science. You don't understand science. I'm sorry you believe in pseudoscience. This isn't for you. If you're just going to deny, I can't help you. You guys are pseudoscience preachers. Do it on your own time. Don't invite me unless you actually want to hear a different opinion.
We obviously we've got questions, and the only way to have these questions answered is to have somebody there who knows what this belief entails.
Johnny, I understand, Johnny, but just the fact that you guys can pretend you think the sun's 93 million miles away is pathetic. I feel sorry for you.
How is it pathetic? You're the one who's claiming it's actually very small and very close.
Yes, that's what science has proven. That's why it gets very small. As the sun goes through, you don't want to listen. You don't want to listen. You don't want answers because you're so brainwashed and you're such a slave. You don't want to listen. You're a pussy. Listen, if you want to be a pussy, go talk to somebody else. Leave the hangout. If you're going to be a coward and just try to talk over me when I'm talking, obviously you're not being genuine. You're being dishonest. You are so brainwashed you can't even let me talk. You are such a childish little coward, you can't even let me talk. You guys invited me into the room. I'm trying to talk, but you don't want to let me because you're a
Okay, Pillbox, what science says that the sun is actually very small and very close?
Listen to the fact that the sun gets smaller as it travels through the sky. If the sun was 93 million miles away, it would not change its size. I'm sorry you don't understand that, and you're going to deny that, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm sorry. The sun gets very small. In fact, the light at some planes, it is...
Okay, Pillbox, what science says what science says the sun is very small?
All of science disproves your spinning ball theory. I'm sorry.
Okay. Goodbye, Pillbox.
Oh my goodness! Right. Okay. So,
wow! I am never having that jackass on again.
He's just talk. You get a word in, and he's like, "No, excuse me. You asked me here. Blah blah blah. Rah rah rah." Like what? Okay. Are you going to answer a question? No? Okay.
Yeah, he says, all of science. I'm like, what science? All of science. What? Fucking jackass.
Yeah, man. It was a funny end to the show, though. I think we've gone on just about 2 hours now, so that was a great way of ending.
Yeah, 2 hours is good enough.
Yeah. Leave it at a watchable level. I don't know. Any final thoughts? Or?
Flat Earth theories, as usual, is just stupid. The nigger has something to say.
Oh, nigger? You're saying, here we go. This is going to be amazing. He's typing, ladies and gentlemen. He's typing.
Yes. Instead of using the mic, he's using the chat.
But don't worry. Oh. Well.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't drink, so.
Yeah, I'm too young. I'm too young to drink anyway. I'm only 20 years old.
But if you're always wasted on alcohol, that explains your crazy opinions. No, of course I don't watch men kick a leather sack around a field. Look, see that there? See that? That's a real sport. Why don't you grow up and get yourself involved in a real sport? Yeah, BMX, motherfucker. Fucking. Well, I don't know what.
I like to take out my. I like to go shotgun shooting. You know, shoot some clay pigeons.
Cool, yeah, man. That's a real world skill. If there's ever a zombie apocalypse, you're ready for it.
Yeah, I got a really cool shotgun. It's the 1887 Winchester lever action.
These
The
things
one-
mean nothing to me. I've heard the word
Okay, it's the Terminator gun from Terminator 2.
sick as fuck. Yes, that makes sense. Oh, you see this guy again? Fucking, you should do this, you should do that. Earlier he was trying to tell me that I should kill my dog, and now he's
You
saying
should shoot up your school.
fucking moron, man. I swear to God, I hate these people.
Nah, ammo's expensive.
Exactly. Yeah, Chris Rock style. Man, I will cap your ass right now if I could afford it. Fucking
Have a nice day, everybody.
take it easy. Nice to see you. Have fun.